What's going on there, guys? My name is Matt, or Chewy as most of you all know me as, and today I'm bringing you a little kind of unprecedented video, one that I haven't planned in any way, and one that's been in the back of my mind that I was kind of hoping that I would never have to make. But I suppose with recent events, which some of you are like, what recent events? Nothing's gone on. That's kind of the point, is that nothing's gone on to you, and so I need to explain to you now what's gone on. But I just felt that a little video to you guys kind of needed to be made. Today I stopped my live stream 4 hours in, just completely unprecedented. I finished up a flight, and I said to everybody during the flight that I'd be doing the return flight and going back to where we started at the start of the stream. And I just said, no, I just need to finish it. We're going to go and host somebody else, we're going to go and raid somebody else's channel. I'm just going to finish the stream. And I didn't really kind of give a reason behind it. And it's not the first time I've done that in the past week or so, where I've just gone, you know what, I just kind of need to finish. And I've always masked it with saying, I just feel blech. I don't know why, but just that phrase, I feel blech, is the way that I've been describing it. It sounds so silly now when I come to think of it. It's just the way that I've been kind of describing or trying to give reason as to why I need to stop the stream. But there's actually something much deeper behind it, which maybe some people in my community through Twitch or something may know about, or maybe you just have no idea. But I've actually been battling with mental health issues for a number of years now, about 7 years or so. I've got social anxiety, just bad anxiety in general. I've been diagnosed as clinically depressed, and I also have insomnia as well. And I don't wear those badges proudly, as I'm sure most people who have got those kind of conditions don't. I don't run around telling the world about it, which is ironic considering I'm making a video now telling the world about it. But still, it's one of those things that I've always done my very, very, very best not to bring into my content, because it wasn't needed. My whole ethos with live streaming and video making and just content production as a whole has always been about positivity. I kind of just felt that there's so much crap and rubbish going on in the world outside nowadays that my stream would hopefully be just a little bit of a safe haven for people, just to have fun and not have to worry about anything. And it's amazing to see. It's amazing to see people coming into my channel and saying, hey Chewy, I've had a really bad day at work or a bad day at school. I'm so glad I can chill out for a couple of hours now and watch you stream. And that has brought me immense happiness. And one of the reasons why I've been producing so much content and live streaming like 6 hours a day, 6 days a week for the past God knows how many months or whatever it is because live streaming has not only helped me to see that other people are getting an escape from a bad day or something like that, but it's also doing it for me. I'm never as happy as I am when I'm live streaming. Did that make sense? Probably not. But I'm at my happiest when I'm live streaming or creating content. It keeps my mind focused, it keeps me busy, I get to interact with friends and new people over the internet, and I feel comfortable with it. I can guarantee you, if I was talking to 200, 300 or whatever it is, how many viewers I've got in person, individually, I'd be a lot different than what you guys see me. But I feel that the whole kind of the setup of Twitch, where I can just see a name on the screen and I don't know anything more about you for the most part, is actually quite a nice thing for somebody like me who gets very, very anxious in social situations. And it may shock some of you to know that I've got those mental health conditions because, as I say, I always try and keep a positive attitude about the stream. But I feel that after this week's shenanigans from me, where I just kind of a couple of times, you know, stopped the stream early after just a couple of hours and gone, okay, I need to stop, I think it's time for me to kind of explain it. I was always wondering if there would be a time where I needed to say to people that, I've got these conditions, hopefully it doesn't, you know, impact my content creation, but it may. And I feel I want to nip it in the bud, if that makes sense, because it's only just started. It's only, as I've said, been the past week or so where I've kind of been feeling these things. And so it's like, okay, I'm just going to be upfront and honest with people. That's all I've ever been to people on, you know, in my community, on Twitch and on YouTube. I've only ever just told it how it is. And so, in a way, this is very personal information, which, you know, it's not a burden that I want to put on anybody else. I don't want people to feel sorry for me. I don't want people to go, oh, sorry, Chewy, you know, I've heard all of that and everything, and I appreciate people's kind words on the matter, but this video isn't about people trying to make people feel sorry for me. It's me just trying to, in a way, logistically explain and give an excuse as to, a valid excuse hopefully, as to why things have slowed down a little bit recently, and at times, if, you know, if this happens again in the future. I'm hoping it's not, But one thing about mental health really is, one of the goals is to try and level things out. When you've got mental health conditions, you can have some really high highs and some really low lows. And so one thing that I've been kind of battling over recent years, really actually, is to try and even out those highs and those lows and just get them a little bit more into measure, I guess, which isn't always the easiest thing to do, as anybody with a mental health condition, I'm sure, will testify to. And so I think now that I can tell, I'm very good at kind of judging myself and knowing what kind of a situation I'm in, knowing if I'm having a bad day or a bad week or something. And I'm definitely having that one this week. But beforehand, when I've been having a bad day or a bad week, I've been using my live streaming as a way to cheer myself up. And boy, has it worked. I'll be having a terrible morning, be feeling absolutely rubbish in myself. I'll start the live stream and kind of not fake a persona, but smile even though I didn't feel like smiling. And by the end of the stream, I'm smiling because I feel like smiling. I guess that's the most simple way to put it. But for some reason over the past week that hasn't been happening. I've been starting a live stream hoping that it will cheer me up and it will bring me back to some sort of normal level, and that's not been happening. And it's kind of scared me a bit because it's worked before and it's suddenly not now. And so I just wanted to create this video to kind of, as I say, not give an excuse to why my content may have been slacking or why it may slack at certain times in the future, but it's just to explain it, because I've always been honest with people and I've always been upfront, as I said earlier on, to people about what's going on and what I'm doing and what I'm planning and everything like that. And this is part of me. It's not a part of me that I'm proud of. I don't like to shout and parade it about that I've got a mental health illness, but it is part of me. And so if that is part of me, then it's going to be a part of my content creation. And I know there are people in my community who, even without knowing what's going on, have been incredibly supportive and just can tell that I need a break. And just say, Chewy, you don't need to apologise, you know, take a day off, take however long you need off and do your own thing. And I love those kind of people because I don't know if they've been through something similar. We all have our stories, we all have things going on in our own lives. And it's helped me to feel not as bad as I should do, but I do. I naturally feel very, very guilty. I should be putting me first, but when you've got 300 people in there just like, wait, Chewy, you're ending the stream? Why? Where are you going? Why are you leaving us so early? You said you were going to be doing more streaming today, and you've just kind of finished and not wanted to delve into why. Then it's very difficult not to feel bad. And it's not that I'm angry at those people for asking why I'm going. I would be doing the same thing in their shoes, saying like, wait, this guy said he was going to do the return flight. Why is he suddenly stopping the stream? I would ask those questions as well. But it's very natural for them to fall back onto me. You know, I saw all of my viewers go over to another streamer that I hosted this evening, and I sat there just looking at the chat and I went, you know, I just went, I'm so glad that they're okay. They're talking with other people, and I was really happy to give my viewers to somebody else. But it was still like I was just kind of there, like, well, I've just lost that content creation moment, that live streaming moment, and helping somebody's evening potentially just because I can't do it. But I think, even though this is the kind of line of work where my aim in a way is to entertain other people, I've come to the stage now where I've realised and I've learnt that I've got to make sure that I am okay before I can make others okay. And that's really, really, really tricky, and something that's going to take a little while for me to kind of mull over and work out what the best approach to it is. But I've basically just come to the realisation that if I'm not in the best place, I'm not going to be in the best place to entertain other people. It's as simple as that, really. And so this video isn't me, again, looking for sympathy. It's not me looking to try and give you guys some sort of bullshit excuse the swearing. And it's not me saying that I'm quitting. If anything, I have a feeling that this kind of down moment is going to spur me on more and get me motivated to do more and to create more content and to try and help more people who may be having a down day or something like that. But I just wanted to kind of say as an overall arc, if there is a day like today where I've just stopped my stream suddenly with no real reason, this is why. I don't need to delve into further reasons and exactly what's going on in my mind, and all of those personal things like that. But I feel that it's time, with the community that I've got, where We're over 8,000 YouTube subscribers and just under 10,000 followers on Twitch as well. I feel that it's a good time for me now to explain it, because I take my work as a content creator, as a Twitch streamer and as a YouTuber very, very, very seriously. And I absolutely love that I'm able to take it so seriously and call it my job. But if there are days where it's, you know, it's not as... what's the phrase I'm trying to think of? If there are days where it's not as good as it should be, or as it usually is, then I just ask for patience with it. I just ask for patience where you guys can accept that, okay, Matt's not really feeling it today. That doesn't mean that he won't be feeling it tomorrow, or in a week, or that I'm suddenly going to stop live streaming and you know, disappear off the face of the planet. That's certainly not going to happen whatsoever. And I can also see that there may be people in there that go, wow, God, this guy's making a real meal out of this one. I've got a mental health condition. I still have to go and work at my job 8 hours a day and everything like that. And I understand that, but you have to kind of empathise with it in a way just specifically from the aspect of me as a content producer. And with where I currently am in my situation in life, gap year, back home, living with my parents before going off to do my postgraduate degree. You know, it's all very specific circumstances as to why I'm telling this information. So if that is you, and if you're like, wow, my gosh, this guy's making such a big deal, I've been dealing with those things, yet I still have to go and work and make a living and stuff like that, I understand that. And I don't really know what to say to that. I feel like I should be apologising to you, but I'm just being, you know, frank and honest with where I am, where I want to be, and where I've been beforehand. So I guess to kind of recap TLDR at the end of the video, I want to thank everybody for their support, because everybody's been amazing on YouTube and on Twitch and so supportive. Since I made the move from my Call of Duty and Counter-Strike commentary to flight simulation of all things, it's been kind of a crazy transition, and I've met some friends for life. I've met just such amazing people from all across the globe, people who I now genuinely class as friends. And so I want to thank everybody who's even just taken a couple of minutes to watch this video, or any other one of my videos or live streams or something. Even if you didn't enjoy it, even if you've hated this video, the fact that you've taken time out of your day just to come and chill and say hello in a video or Twitch or something like that is enough for me. That alone is you know, it means the world, that kind of support. And again, pleased for those of you who may be worried from watching this or something, think that this is the end. This is by no means the end. I know that this is just a little season right now, and hopefully in the next few days I'll be feeling right as rain. Wait, that's not the phrase. I'll be feeling okay again, should I say, and we'll be back on as normal. But if these kind of scenarios happen in the future, where I'm suddenly kind of quiet for a few days and not always the most active, you've kind of got an explanation as to why that may be. And on that final note as well, if anybody wants to talk to me about these kind of things, you don't need to tell me your full life history and stuff like that, but I'd like to think that I'm there for my community. I'd like to think that if people need to talk to me, even though they don't really know me, that they can do. And even if it's just to get something off your chest, and for me to say, don't worry dude, you'll be fine. You know, I will happily do that, because there are a lot of situations in my life where I never really had the people to do that, and people, you know, kind of a similar age. My parents have always been incredibly supportive, but I think it's important when you're going through stuff to have somebody of a similar age, or somebody you can look up to, or somebody that you can draw inspiration from to help you in a certain way. And so if I can ever do that for somebody, then, you know, I'd be very obliged and very happy to do so. So I guess that's going to kind of wrap it up. It's been like almost a 15-minute video of me just rambling on about nothing, so I apologise if I completely bored you to death. I don't try and, well, I really don't try and do these serious talks or anything whatsoever. So after this video, I promise it will be back to just normal content, flying videos and all sorts of stuff on Twitch and on YouTube. This is just a season. I'm going to carry on as normal, but I am sorry that these kind of things will affect, you know, my content here or there, hopefully sparsely, but yeah, we'll see. So thanks for watching the video. Feel free to leave a comment down in the comment section below, and I will see you in another video soon. Cheers guys.